This is a culmination of every single Chicago murder that happened on camera. And a lot of these situations you can actually learn from, so make sure you watch the full video. Murders get caught on camera in Chicago all the time. From murders happening in broad day, to a guy going inside of a corner store with HD cameras without a mask on, and committing a murder minutes later, getting caught on a Ring camera with the same outfit on. This first one we gonna talk about happened on December 20th, 2023. At around 1 p.m. the surveillance footage would show the suspect shoplifting from a store near the Chatham Village Square Mall in the 700 block of 87th Street. The victim was a 53-year-old man. It was a verbal altercation with 3 male offenders and 1 female offender, and one of the male suspects took out a gun and shot him. The guy killed was Edward Fontaine Creamer, which he was a security guard for the store. This next crazy murder that would happen on surveillance would happen on May 5th, 2024. It would happen in the 7900 block of South Cottage Grove Avenue. As you can see in the video, 4 men got out of 2 cars and they would run up and shoot 3 victims. The first victim was 25 years of age and was struck in the arm, leg, and foot. He was taken to the hospital in good condition. A second victim, 26 years of age, was struck in the foot and was also taken to the hospital in good condition. But the 36-year-old victim, who I couldn't find his identity, was struck multiple times in the body and was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead. This next murder that happened on surveillance has over 1.3 million views on the Chicago Police Department YouTube channel. It would happen on July 19th, 2020. The shooting would happen in the 300 block of North Wabash at about 2:25 a.m. and it led to 2 people being shot and 1 passing away. As you can see, there's a group of people shown in the surveillance footage. But this guy pulls out a gun and starts shooting. A 25-year-old woman was shot twice in the left arm and was taken to Northwestern, where she was pronounced in good condition. But a 35-year-old man was shot in the neck and was taken to the hospital, where he died, and his name was Gregory Crawford. This next murder would be a pretty crazy murder and would happen on June 15th, 2022. As you can see in this video, a black car would come down this alley and park. The suspect would then get out the car and walk down the alley. He would then walk to the 79th Street CTA Red Line station, and when he got to the door, he would pull out a gun and open fire, killing a 46-year-old man standing near the entrance of the door. This all happened around 3:30 p.m. I couldn't find the man's identity, but nobody was arrested for this murder. This next situation was another crazy situation. It involved a mother and her son having to take a guy's life for assaulting her. It was June 18th, 2023.
Lady, get your food! Who? Get the car? Nay. Get your food! Get your food! If you say one more.
If you want to see the full uncensored version of this, you can go on my website, which is in the description. Carlicia Hood is 35 years of age, and 32-year-old Jeremy Brown was inside a food spot arguing in the 11,000 block of South Halstead Street when 32-year-old Jeremy Brown punched her in the face multiple times, while her son pulled out a gun and shot him. This was all caught on surveillance and somebody's phone, but 32-year-old Jeremy Brown died from his injuries. Her and her son was arrested, but all the charges was dropped, and she actually filed a lawsuit after the charges was dropped on her and her son.
I am thankful that the Cook County State's Attorney dismissed the case. I am also thankful to have my son with me and by my side, and also his charges being dismissed. I thank my family for supporting me and the people all over the world. the people did not play. And I just thank God everything was revealed. And just everybody who has been praying and rooting for us, I just thank God for them. That did not go unnoticed. You are all not forgotten. And we are praying for all the families affected by this horrible tragedy. I am now in the process of healing and putting my family's life back together.
This next murder on surveillance would happen on January 7th, 2019. As you can see in the surveillance, the suspects would pull up in a vehicle at a gas station in the 2000 block of West 63rd Street. They would drive through the gas station to scope things out. After they was done scoping it out, they parked their car in the alley and walked up and shot Gregory A. Jennings, 23 years of age, at about 4:35 p.m. He was struck in the chest and was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where he later died. With this next murder caught on surveillance, this guy would go into a corner store with HD cameras without a mask on and then commit a murder only minutes later. It was June 20th, 2020. 19-year-old Leroy Battle will walk into a store at around 5 p.m. in the 7900 block of South Lula Avenue. As you can see in the video, you can see his face clear as day, and as soon as he walked out of the store, he committed a murder, killing 16-year-old Charles Riley. Plus, he also killed Jay Sean Francis. And after he killed him, he got caught on surveillance with the same outfit on. He would eventually be arrested for this murder after some police around the area recognized him and some people tipped the police off. This next homicide happened on February 25th, 2020. As you can see, 3 men will walk up to the store in the 7900 block of South Avalon Avenue. They would look in the store, pull their guns out, and start shooting inside the store. 2 men were shot, ages 19 and 63, plus 2 girls were shot, ages 18 and 17. The 18-year-old girl, Jaya Bayman, was shot in the neck and didn't make it. According to the detectives, the gunmen were aiming for a young man inside the store. This next murder, this guy would get caught on surveillance too. It was March 7th, 2022. As you can see in the video, 2 males will walk up to the store in the 6600 block of South Morgan. The guy in the back would dap up a guy walking out of the store. This guy's name is Marnell Biggs, 20 years of age. He would end up walking in the corner store and getting caught on camera in HD. He would then walk out of the store and walk approximately 1 block, then come back and speak to the victim. After speaking to him, he would shoot him and run off. The guy that he shot was 20-year-old Elijah Suggs. 20-year-old Marnell Biggs was arrested for the murder of him. Murders happen all the time and get caught on surveillance. Chicago has some of the craziest murders that happen on camera, from guys trying to rob a 70-year-old woman and fatally shooting her while she tried to get away, from a guy covering a camera with dirt right before he shot a guy in the back of the head. This first one happened on June 14th, 2023. At around 5:39 p.m., you would see this gray Malibu pull up and 3 suspects with guns would get out. The car would then pull off and they would go inside of a house in the 7600 block of South Drexel Avenue at about 5:39 p.m. And this is where they would commit the murder. I couldn't find any other information on this murder. Then this next murder happened on surveillance would be on December 3rd, 2020, and this would be a retired Chicago firefighter. This all happened around 2 p.m. As you can see in the video right here, they would pull up on the firefighter as he walked down the sidewalk in the 11,000 block of Southwestern Avenue. The car would then stop while 3 suspects would get out and start shooting. The 65-year-old retired firefighter would then pull out his gun and attempt to shoot back, but it was too late because they would end up hitting him, leaving him dead at the age of 65. You can go on my website to see all the uncensored versions of these murders, so make sure you go check that out. But then this next one would happen on August 30th, 2020. As you can see, a white Audi SUV will be at a gas pump at a gas station in the 11,000 block of Southwestern Avenue. You would then see 2 suspects get out of the car, and one of them will go inside the gas station. As you can see right here, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th suspect would get caught on camera right before they killed Devin Welsh, while injuring 4 other people. Devin Welsh was only 31 years of age of his death though. With this next murder, not only did the suspect move unusual, but the victim would be a 70-year-old man walking his dog. It was on September 30th, 2018 at around 10:07 a.m. As you can see in the video, this guy with a mask on walks down the street casually in a weird way. And even with the mask on, it seems like he's up to nothing by just the way he's walking. But around 10:07 a.m., he will walk up on 73-year-old Douglas Watts and shoot him in his head. After the killing occurred, you will see him slowly jog down the alley away in the 1400 block of West Sherwin Avenue. And the crazy part about this, less than 36 hours later, he would kill another person. Only a few blocks away, he would kill 24-year-old Elia Moskowitz. But this next murder would be a pretty crazy murder caught on camera. It would be August 16th, 2021. The video will show a car pull up on the side of a 70-year-old woman sitting in the 13,000 block of South Baltimore Avenue. 2 suspects would get out and it looks like they attempted to rob her, but she would put the car in reverse and hit a light pole. They would then run up on her and shoot her multiple times. Her name was Yvonne Roaches, 70 years of age. But on August 6, 2022, a murder would happen on the CTA Red Line. It was around 2:06 a.m. The video would show 2 suspects sitting on a Red Line train. Then they would get up and approach 29-year-old Deontay Moon. As you can see, the guy in the black coat is clutching and definitely has a gun in his coat. They would then shoot 29-year-old Deontay Moon right near 79th Street Station. In this next murder, a guy would cover up the camera right before killing someone. The video would show the suspect come out of his house. He would then put mud over the camera right before killing the 35-year-old man. I couldn't find any information on the guy that he killed, but this all happened in the 6200 block of South Dr. Martin Luther King Drive. Plus, I don't think this guy ever got arrested. This next murder was a backdoor situation. It was May 9th, 2022. I don't know how this footage was taken, but it looks like somebody across the street recording. But I'm guessing this was taken with a surveillance camera. But approximately 3:04 p.m., 27-year-old Ronnie Henderson would shoot 2 men, which was 34-year-old Devell Simmons Jones and 35-year-old Antoine G. As you can see, he would be caught on video running away from the murder, which all happened in the 1300 block of North Louis Munoz Drive. 27-year-old Ronnie Henderson was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. This next murder happened on July 29, 2018. Giovanni Martinez was in the 10,000 block of South Green Bay Avenue, which, as you can see in this video, this car was the suspect and this guy on the bike was too. The guy on the bike would commit the murder while whoever was in the car would be the getaway driver. Nobody would ever be arrested for this murder. This next murder would happen in O Block. It was June 19, 2020. 3 suspects would get caught on video walking through O Block at around 12 a.m. Apparently, these suspects was looking for ops to take out. When they stumbled across Armour T. Proctor right here, right in the 6300 block of South King Drive. They would shoot him multiple times, leaving him dead at the age of 23. Plus, he wasn't involved in any gang, he just lived in O Block. Chicago is a dangerous place and catches murders on camera all the time. From guys with switches on the block that killed a 12-year-old girl to 8 people being shot on the 4th of July and 4 of them dying. This first one will happen on December 30th, 2019. It was around 11:30 a.m. when you can see 2 suspects get out of this white SUV in the back. They will run up and take out Joseph Wright, 23 years of age. In the 2100 block of East 69th Street, they will run up on him and take him out quick. Nobody was ever arrested for this murder. This next one will happen on 4th of July when people was lighting off fireworks. It was July 4th, 2020, around 11:35 p.m. in the 6100 block of South Carpenter Street. 4 males walked up and started shooting as people was lighting off fireworks. 8 people were shot and 3 of them people were children that was shot, and 4 was fatal. 30-year-old Ernest Franklin was killed, plus Fernando Jones Jr., 14 years of age, and Andre Pennell, 53 years of age. But on March 1st, 2022, the video will show 3 suspects walking down the street in the 2300 block of West 72nd Street. When they would all of a sudden pull out automatic handguns and open fire. "12-year-old Nazara Moore was struck and was pronounced dead days later. She was also just celebrating her 12-year-old birthday. Unfortunately, these guys that opened fire probably thought this was somebody else, and an innocent young person ended up losing her life. But on October 24th, 2020, a mysterious Trackhawk would get caught on camera right after a murder. It would be racing through the 11,000 block of South Cullinan Avenue at around 4:30 p.m., only seconds after Deshaun McKinney was shot multiple times. This next murder, I couldn't find a victim, but it would happen on August 8th, 2020. As you can see in the video, this gray SUV will pull up in the 2300 block of South Colon. Two suspects would then get out. One guy would be clutching. Then they would walk down this alley slowly. Then they would do the hit and run back down the alley, back into the gray SUV. Somebody else was driving too, and they would pull off and get out of there. And nobody was arrested for this murder either. Then May 16th, 2020, another murder would get caught on camera, but I couldn't find a victim. It would show this car ride down the street right before a murder in the 400 block of East 111th Place. I couldn't find any other details on this murder. But on July 25th, 2019, 19-year-old Anthony Finley was walking on a sidewalk at about 5:45 p.m. in the 3400 block of South Bell Avenue when this car will pull up and this guy would get out and shoot him. As you can see, he wanders around a little bit right before shooting him. And then runs off and drives away. This next one happened on May 22nd, 2020. As you can see, these two suspects will go in this corner store in the 7800 block of Dr. Martin Luther King Drive. They would just walk in the store and then walk out, and that's when they would commit the murder. I couldn't find any other information on this murder, but nobody was arrested. But on May 30th, 2020, at around 11 p.m., Bernardino, 26 years of age, was in the 100 block of West Hubbard Street when he exchanged words with a male suspect in the car. The suspect then got out of the car and then started hitting him with a gun. He then shot him in the chest before hitting the other person with the gun. And then they would drive off in this blue car right here. Bernardino was pronounced dead at the scene. Then on July 17th, 2020, at approximately 9:52 p.m., 60-year-old Derek T was in the first floor apartment around this time in the 8200 block of South Drexel Avenue when these men would kick in the door and unleash gunfire. They would then run off and unleash more gunfire. But nobody would be arrested for this murder. This next murder would happen on May 11th, 2021 in the 8600 block of South State Street. These men right here would get caught on camera right before committing a murder. Again, there was no details on this one, but nobody was arrested. But this next one will be crazy because it would actually show somebody getting shot on camera. But I can't post the full thing on YouTube, so make sure you go to my website to see the uncut version. But on May 11th, 2021, as you can see, these 3 individuals would be walking. The victim would be right here, 40-year-old Walter Hudgens III. The suspect would be right behind them and he would start opening fire on them. He was taken to Mount Sinai Hospital where he died from his injuries, but nobody was arrested for this murder. This next one will happen on November 20th, 2021. The suspect would get caught on camera right here eating a chicken box in the 3800 block of West Roosevelt Road at around 1:40 p.m. Marcus Seller Taylor, 22 years of age, was standing on the corner when this guy right here would take him out. But on November 8th, 2021, 44-year-old James Carson Jr. was inside this liquor store in the 3800 block of West Division Street when he got into a verbal altercation with this boy inside the store. And plus, this second suspect was with him too. He would end up shooting him multiple times and he would die at the age of 44. And a 16-year-old was charged with the shooting. This next one will be on September 3rd, 2021. This guy will randomly be firing into houses on this road in the 6500 block of South Ellis Avenue. They would end up shooting and killing a 4-year-old child. Again, no one was arrested for this murder. This next one will happen on December 11th, 2021. As you can see, this suspect will get caught on camera right here. Then him and another suspect will get caught on camera in the 300 block of West 119th Street. They will open the door to this car and they will fire multiple shots inside, leaving someone dead as they drove off. This next one would involve someone being followed right before being shot to death. It was October 11th, 2021. As you can see, this black vehicle right here would be the suspect. They would pull up to this bus and run inside and shoot 17-year-old Curtis Gatewood. He was being followed by these guys and was transported to the University of Chicago Medical Center where he died. October 17th, 2022, this suspect would be riding on a bike and would walk into this corner store in the 6300 block of Northwestern Avenue. He would shoot the guy behind the counter, 66-year-old Salam Camo, and then run out. And the guy that killed him was charged, was actually a veteran from the Gulf War in Iraq and came to this country as a refugee from Iraq nearly 30 years ago, which his name was Sean Donovan, 53 years of age. Then on February 7th, 2023, this guy would get caught on camera right before killing Keith Strange, 31 years of age. This all happened around 8:15 p.m. in the 8100 block of South Kenwood Avenue. Again, no one will be arrested for this murder. But this last one will happen on February 27th, 2023. This guy right here will be caught on camera holding a gun. Then he would go into a house at 941 East 80th Street. When he went into that house, he would murder someone and come out casually holding his gun. He also had some bags he didn't go in with and a dog following him. In Chicago, only 19% of suspects are caught and arrested for a murder, and a lot of these murders are being caught on camera these days, with a total of 547 murders. And these murders that happen on camera range from a guy going in a corner store with an ARP under his armpit right before committing a murder with it, from a guy committing a murder on a scooter. This first one we talking about happened on May 24th, 2024. At around 11:20 p.m., you would see this black SUV pull up in the frame. 3 suspects would then get out and scope out the scene. When they suddenly spotted 20-year-old Victor H. Rodriguez and 21-year-old Jamie Serrano, they would spot him and run up on him and shoot him multiple times in the 4700 block of Troy Street. Right after the murder, they would pull up at a gas station and refill on gas like nothing ever happened. But on August 17th, 2024, at about 2:30 p.m., a guy would get caught on camera with no mask on right after committing a murder. You would see this guy running with his dog right in the 4900 block of West Fulton Street. He was running right after he shot Daryl Hill, 43 years of age, and Jonathan Akins, 40 years of age, would get caught for the murder. He didn't wear any face mask and was pretty recognizable in the footage. On July 19th, 2024, a on-duty U.S. Postal employee would get shot and killed. Octavio Redmond, 48 years of age. At around 11 a.m., you would see the suspect get into this white SUV. Then he would pull up to the 12,000 block of South Harvard Avenue. And right here you would see the suspect get out and kill 48-year-old Octavia Redmond. She suffered from multiple gunshot wounds including her chest and was taken to Christ Medical Center where she died from her injuries. The shooter would hide back in the vehicle and speed away westbound on 121st Street. Nobody has ever been arrested for this murder and the motive is still unknown. In this next one, Safari Herring, 25 years of age, will get caught on camera camera right before he was murdered. He was out looting on the night of May 31st, 2020. He would then ask Michael Williams for a ride in this gray SUV. When they got to 6301 Stony Island, and 25-year-old Safarian Herring was shot in the head, and the shot spotter alerter made the police make the wrong decision. They knew that he was shot in a car, but they didn't know who shot him, and a video shows a black car beside him right before he was shot. And Michael Williams, who was driving him, said that the shots came from that car, and he ended up spending a year in jail for this.
For years, ShotSpotter has been a fixture in some Chicago neighborhoods, mostly on the south and west sides. The gunshot detection system was touted as a faster way to alert police about the location of gunfire. Soon after ShotSpotter was switched off, Sierra Evans was shot, her body not found for 9 hours. Aldermen say they asked ShotSpotter to review records and found 11 gunshots were detected on the block, but not reported to police because the city ended the contract. Herring's case was different in that he was shot while riding inside the SUV. The question was, who shot him?
We know he was shot in the car because they didn't find no gunshot residue. They found blood in the seats and on the passenger side of in the car where he was sitting.
After the shooting, Williams drove Herring to the hospital.
They said, "You need to get down here quick." I said, "What's wrong?" They said it was a gunshot to the head. When I walked in there, he wasn't even recognizable. I said, "That wasn't my son." So I turned back around, and the doctor said, "Yes, that's Safarian Herring." Wow.
Williams left before police arrived, so detectives were left with few clues or even an address of where Herring was wounded.
But on November 6, 2023, you will see the suspect walk in the frame and walk out of this house in the 8900 block of South Justine Street, right after murdering Shayar Clark, 29 years of age. He would casually walk out like nothing happened. September 8th, 2024, two guys would get caught on camera walking down the street while a car followed them in reverse in the 700 block of North Halstead when he walked up on 33-year-old Kendall Tyler and shot him multiple times. He was left with gunshot wounds to his head. Then August 28, 2024, this gray vehicle was suspected to be involved in a fight that happened in the 9400 block of South Forest Avenue, right before being involved in a homicide in the 1500 block of East 95th Street. The suspects would kill 24-year-old Armani Ryan. She was shot in the head while traveling inside a car. In this next one, the suspect would get caught on a scooter right before murdering someone. It was August 30th, 2024. As you can see in the video, this guy would pop in the frame on a scooter. Then he would get caught again just walking without the scooter. Right after this, he would kill 49-year-old Katrina J. Brown. The news reports say someone in a dark color SUV drove down the 11,000 block of South Indiana Avenue, and a man with a concealed carrying weapons license would fire back. And then after the murder, he would get caught again with two other people right at about 1:42 a.m. walking down an alleyway. This next one will be one of the craziest ones we would talk about, and it would get caught in 4K. At about 7:43 a.m., you would see this black Nissan pull up to the gas station. Two suspects would then get out the car with masks on, fully loaded with an ARP under his armpit. Plus, one of the suspects was recording while walking in the corner store. They would get to the car, look around, and spot 32-year-old Marquis Smith. They would both pull out guns and let off multiple shots at him. He was shot multiple times in the 8600 block of South Morgan Street. They would get back in the car and ride off. No one has been arrested for this murder. These situations remind you to stay aware in public and are good tools to see what to do in situations like this. But that'll be about it for this video. Make sure you like or dislike, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments what y'all want to see next. And as always, stay blessed and stay well. Yeah, I'm out.